Okay. Well, good enough for now. It is Thursday Night Live, so welcome to Thursday Night Live. And tonight is part 2 of this little guy that we started last week. And but before we do that, I'm just going to go through what we're going to do this show. And so yeah, we're going to finish this. That's pretty much what the whole project is going to, or the whole night's going to wrap around. But we do have also, we're going to finish up with these vines. Actually, we're not going to use these vines. We're going to use these vines. And this is plumber's hemp that I had to order from the UK. And so we're going to use that instead. Although I will demo this, I'm just not going to attach it. Let's see, what else? Oh yes, very exciting. I got my wood in the mail. Doesn't look like much now, but with a little help, it can look very nice. So, this is going to be, some of you guys may have heard, or I've said this before, but I'm working on a guild build that I'm hoping is done by Christmas. And this will be the centerpiece of it. And it's a 4x4 game board for wargaming or D&D or whatever you want. But yeah, so that's the centerpiece. You know, it'll be just about the right size. And it breaks up into 4x4 sections and all that good stuff. So, oh, and I'm doing tonight without notes because I literally finished prepping for the show like 30 seconds before I turned on the camera. So, if I am skipping around a little bit too much for you, I'm sorry. It's been one of those weeks. So, anyway, back to this thing. So what I've got here is we took some Milliput, went over it with a green stuff roller pin. By the way, don't use Milliput on your rolling pins. It is horrendous to get out. Use something else, like an air dry or actual green stuff or something like that. Just don't use Milliput. Save yourself a lot of headache. So I painted this with a brass, and then I went over it with Nihilic, whatever, oxide. And so I will demo on that side. And then we're going to get some weathering. So I picked up this kit yesterday. Haven't had time to actually do anything with it yet. So I will be reading the directions and doing this at the same time. And we're going to do that to weather, so we have our kind of copper rust. And then we're going to weather it with that. And then on top of that, we're going to add some vines and foliage on the vines. And then we're going to add some bushes and things around like that. And by the end, it ought to look really fantastic if I don't screw it up. And the drink of the night, I ran out of Tang. So here I have sugar-free grape Kool-Aid. And for all of you low-carb, high-fat people like me, tequila apparently doesn't have any carbohydrates in it. So you're welcome. Now, back to the project. This thing here. So we got to get our wet palette. And if you have questions as I go through here, I will try to keep up with them on the monitor, but I am without my lovely assistant tonight. And so I'm just going to take kind of a fat brush and it's too thin and a little too much paint. Let's turn this down to where people can see it. Right. Let's see, how am I doing here? Let's turn it down some more so you guys can see what I'm doing, I hope. Okay. So basically all we're going to do, and you know, I think last week I said this was going to be plaster or something, but I changed my mind. We're just going to go with brass plating around this brick wall. Why? I don't know. I just wanted to demo this, so we're going to do it. And one coat is fine. We're not looking for full even coverage. As you can see on that side, it's not even, and it's a pretty nice effect, I think. Although you don't want to leave any white. And after that, shake up your nihilic oxide, which is essentially a wash. And so it's kind of a wash, but it's kind of not. It's a little goofy, but either way, we are essentially going to smatter it on here. Again, not looking for even coverage. We just want to get it on the wall, call it good. And that's got to dry. But while it does that, let's see, did I demo this last week? Yeah, I kind of did. You know, this is just a wire armature with painted with latex that you can get at the craft store, and then painted green wire because it is better than silver. And then what you would do is you would just bend it around the wall and then attach, glue on some clump foliage or whatever as you desire. However, we're not going to do that. We are going to use some of this plumber's hemp. And this stuff makes really fantastic vines, as I hope will show up on the stream. And so what you want to do, grab a chunk of it. Oh, and this is plumber's hemp. I had to order it from Amazon. No, the United Kingdom. And I ordered 2 bags. I ordered 2 bags of this stuff. This is 1 bag. This will last 5 lifetimes, so don't be like me. So anyway, how's everybody doing tonight, by the way? Yeah, glue. So got my 50-50 glue thing. Hang on a second. Yeah, just like that, maybe. Full screen. Yeah, whatever. Alright, I've got my 50/50 glue, and it's got just a little bit of flow aid in it. And so what I want to do is get a clamp. Get a clamp. This is really a lot easier to do if you can keep the piece, whatever you're working with, relatively horizontal. Just gravity and things of that nature. And we're going to try not to wreck this thing when we do this. Okay, that's marginally going to work. Alright, so we're just going to get it wet. Glue all over. I'm going to try and do this one-handed like. And spread our glue around all over our rusty brass. And then, these are vines, so they're really going to go all over the place in nature anyhow. And so we're just going to stick them right to the glue. And this stuff shrinks a ton, so you don't really need to worry about it showing through. And a little more. And I'm really just sort of getting it on there and smashing it down with my paintbrush. There we go. Anyhow, and you just keep doing this with the thing. And you can, if you run out of space on the wall, all you have to do is wrap it around. Easy. And this takes a little bit of patience. Sometimes it can get to be like herding cats with some of these extra strands that refuse to go into place. Such as right now. They're kind of getting caught up in the cattails. And I may let that dry for a bit. However, as I hope you can see, this is a very overgrown, random looking vine structure that will need some work later on when the main face of it dries up. However, in the meantime, we don't need to be done. What we can do is sprinkle on some this is what's it called? Super Turf. And it's some kind of ground up foam. I can't remember what it's called exactly, but it really looks good on these vines. And you can use different colors. You know, maybe there's more than one kind of vine. And there you go. And you can do more than that if you want. I don't think it's that important at this point. And you would do that all around. You know, this is still drying, so I'm not going to mess with it too much. So we're just going to focus on that wall for now. Oh no, I forgot to do the weathering. Guess we'll leave that for another night, because now it's too late. That's a bummer. Well, that calls for a drink. Anyway, let's see. Then, what we can do is I've got these Woodland Scenics Bushes Forest Blend. Since we're kind of in the forest here, that makes sense to me. And again, we'll just take our watered down glue, just sort of stick them up against the wall there. Opportunistic little guys, just finding anywhere to go. And let's see, yeah, those I want to leave the strands for now. So anyway, this is our kind of overgrown viney wall diorama thing. And it's still wet, so it's going to be a little harder to finish everything off, at least for the time being. You can, you know, sort of get some glue in there to attempt to hold everything together as it dries. And I think that is what we're going to call done, at least for now, until it dries, and then maybe I'll put up another video. But this is getting to be, you know, a little too much probably, but there we go. Then, what was the other thing we were going to do tonight? Yeah, we're going to do pigments, but I totally forgot to do the pigments. So either way, this kit, it comes with, looks like a couple, 3 different colors, some binder. It has a pigment, earth and oxide pigment color, which I think you mix with the binder, and then you brush it on to get a mud or something like that. Yeah, we'll have to do that next week, I think. And so, what else have we got here? Because I kind of skipped half the show. That sucks. Anyway, the Citadel wood. We'll do that. So this thing here just came in the mail. I just started taking some, what do you call it? Just started taking them out of the sprue. And this is going to go in the middle of a 4x4 game table for War Machine. But that's just what I play. It could be anything. And so pretty excited to start the tutorial on how to paint this and finish it and all that stuff. We're going to be using the flock box for that too. And the wand and all that good stuff. So anyway, that's about, yeah, that didn't take as long as I thought it would. After it dries, it'll it'll look quite a bit better because you don't have white gobs of things all over the place. But that's essentially it. So hope you enjoyed the show, and we will see you next week. Thanks.